A man shows up at a diner looking for volunteers to save the world from artificial intelligence and break the human race's addiction to staring at their phones all day long. This feels like a movie that is going to require some linguistic gymnastics to review without giving away anything from the plot. If possible, I recommend going in knowing as little as possible. The movie stars Sam Rockwell as a man with an interesting outfit who is looking for a gang of people from a diner to help him save the world. He looks and sounds like a crazy man. He's really dirty, he wears clothes that I've never seen before, and I imagine that he probably doesn't smell great. He has quite the story as to why he's there and why he needs help. I watched this entire movie, and it wasn't until the last scene that I realized that Sam Rockwell was that man and not Matthew McConaughey. I never thought they looked, acted, or sounded alike until now, but now I can't unsee it and I think that they're twins. The movie is fast-paced, and it's an action, sci-fi, and a dark comedy. Tone-wise, it is off-the-wall, weird, and wild. It is as random as one of James Gunn's movies where characters do and say weird things, but the difference here is the weird things that characters say and do end up meaning something to the story and aren't weird just for weird's sake. Some of the characters in this movie were definitely created while the writer was on drugs. There's no other explanation. As Rockwell's character is building his band of merry misfits, we get to know a bit about each one of them through flashback vignettes that last maybe 15 to 20 minutes and play out much like mini Black Mirror episodes. Each of those flashbacks is wacky and not practical or believable, but honestly, it's also not that far off from how crazy the real world is getting. Some of the members of his gang include Juno Temple from Ted Lasso, Michael Peña from a ton of movies, Zazie Beetz from Atlanta, who I always confuse with Tessa Thompson for some unknown reason because they don't really look alike. But while I'm talking about Tessa Thompson, she is in a movie called Sorry to Bother You, which is one of the only movies that I think is on the same level of weirdness as this one. Another being Everything Everywhere All at Once. And another member of that ragtag gang is Haley Lu Richardson, who I know from one of my favorite teen coming-of-age movies, The Edge of 17. Each of these characters has a backstory, and not just any backstory, one that feels completely original and unique. All of the stories come into play throughout the movie, and those past life experiences give the characters something that they can use as the movie progresses. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die features scene after scene of over-the-top, never-before-seen weirdness that is full of twists and turns. Now, even though the movie is fully original, it is easy to pick up on the movies that influenced it. There's one scene in particular that reminded me of that time when the Ghostbusters finally saw the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I didn't pick up the similarities until it was too late, but when I finally realized it, it just put a huge smile on my face. And thinking back to all the major plot points, they are all nearly cut and pasted from other movies that influenced them, but somehow the way that they're woven together, it still feels completely original. Now, as the plot unfolded, I just kept smiling at how unique everything felt, and when it ended, I had this wave of emotional satisfaction wash over me, and that's the reason that I go to the movies. I don't get that feeling that often, so when I do get it, I know I've just watched something special. This movie was written by Matthew Robinson, whose last film credit was for writing the movie Love and Monsters, another movie that is way better and more charming than it has any right to be. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die was directed by Gore Verbinski, who hasn't directed a movie in nearly a decade. He made his name directing the US remake of The Ring and the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, as well as Rango, and none of the movies he's directed have the same vibe to them, so I haven't yet figured out what is his signature as a director. I don't think this movie is going to be for everyone because of how off the wall it is, but it really clicked with me. I'm reviewing this in early 2026, but the way I'm feeling right now, I would be surprised if this doesn't end up in my top 5 movies of the year. Now, if it drops below that, that means that 2026 has been a great year for movies. Bloody noses, dressing like a crazy person, intimidating frat boys, rooms lit by bullet holes, squeezing onto a couch.